Hello, my name is Charlotte Blake. I'm a sophomore majoring in conservation biology and I'm minoring in statistics. And this is my presentation of a statistical analysis of the series Sex and the City. So, Sex and the City is a romantic comedy drama television show that is based on a newspaper column and book titled Sex and the City by Candace Bushnell. The show takes place in the 1990s in New York City and follows the friendship between four women, Charlotte, Carrie, Miranda, and Samantha as they navigate the New York dating scene and share the experience of being women together. The stories hold core themes in relationships, friendships, and femininity. Sex and the City aired from 1998 to 2004 and has 6 seasons with 94 total episodes. It streamed on the HBO network and has an overall IMDb series rating of 7.3. So this first figure is a scatterplot of all episodes in Sex and the City and their corresponding IMDb ratings. This blue regression line shows the general trend of the data, and this dotted line shows the overall series rating of 7.3. In general, the audience enjoyed the show more as it progressed, which is indicated by this increasing slope. However, there is a dramatic dip in episode ranking across around season 5. Additionally, it appears that within each individual season, the episodes at the end tended to be rated higher than those at the beginning. This pattern is most noticeable in season 6 and in season 2. Season 6 was the highest rated season with an average episode rating of 7.64, while season 1 was the lowest rated season at 6.38. I personally was very surprised to see that the episodes were generally ranked higher as the show progressed. I personally enjoy the first 3 seasons far more than the last 3, and I do feel like this is kind of a shared feeling among other Sex and the City fans. I talked with both my friends and also looked at just various online fan bases of Sex and the City, and it seemed that in general people do enjoy the earlier seasons more as they feel more authentic and the characters are more likable and adventurous. Um, my hypothesis is that the reason why the episode rankings were higher at the end was because there were less IMDb votes submitted in the later seasons, which is kind of shown in this figure. You can see how the episode number of votes for each episode kind of decreases as the series progresses. I hypothesize that the viewers who stuck around for the later seasons must have liked the show enough to continue watching and were therefore more likely to submit a higher rating. Also, it is possible that the character development that evolved as the show progressed could have left a stronger impression on the viewers in the later seasons. This is a box plot of episode IMDb ratings across the different seasons in Sex and the City. Again, this dotted line just shows the overall series rating of 7.3. So I first want to address um, the fact that, as mentioned before, season 5 is ranked considerably lower than the other ones, which goes against this increasing trend. There were various reasons why I thought that might have been, and I think it most likely has to do with different in real life circumstances that kind of altered season 5 and made it kind of a unique season. Um, One thing that is worth noting is that season 5 is generally a lot shorter than the other seasons. It only has 8 episodes, unlike the usual 18, and it's speculated that this is because of Sarah Jessica Parker's pregnancy, and that is the actress who plays the main character, Carrie. And due to her pregnancy, they kind of had to shorten the season, and that kind of altered the storyline, the character development, um, stuff like that. Also, I know, as mentioned in a lot of these reviews, a lot of people were annoyed by the main character, Carrie, in this season, as she kind of is a bad friend, and it's just kind of unbearable and annoying behavior as she's just not supportive and kind of hard to watch. Um, in general, season 5 has been described as feeling off. Many fans complain that the acting, storyline, overall vibes don't feel quite right. One thing that I thought was worth noting is that season 5 was the first episode to be shot after 9/11 happened. So perhaps the season fell off because the actors, directors, and crew were reacting to this tragic event that significantly altered New York City. There were a lot of real life events that altered the feel of season 5, which is reflected in that dip in episode ranking. Just going back to this figure, I also want to point out the outliers among the different seasons. So each season, um, the episodes in each season were compared, and then some of them were ranked significantly higher or lower than the rest of the episodes each season. So I'm ranking those as outliers. So season two had two episodes that were ranked significantly higher than the rest of those in that season. Season three had two highly rated episodes and one poorly rated episode. And then season six had one highly rated episode. So first, I want to talk about the lowest rated episode in Sex and the City, which is titled Boy, Girl, Boy, Girl. This is episode 34. Um, and in this episode, um, Carrie starts to date a man who is bisexual, and her reaction to this is kind of not very accepting. She kind of acts very uncomfortable about it and makes some judgmental comments. And again, like Sex and the City was filmed in the 1990s, and it definitely did not age well. And I assume that the main reason why this episode is rated so poorly is just because of her biphobic attitude that is just not accepted today in 2025 and by the people who are rating that episode. And then I also want to talk about the highest rated episode in the series, which is episode 94, titled An American Girl in Paris Part 2. This episode was the series finale and embodied a true fairy tale ending. The main character, Carrie, finally leaves her unlikable boyfriend in Paris to be with Big, who is an on and off love interest throughout the show. The final montage shows all the main characters after they finally overcame their own different personal conflicts. The episode concludes the series in a happy, fulfilling way, leaving the audience satisfied and proud of the characters' developments. I think that this episode kind of left everyone feeling very happy and satisfied with the series as a whole, and so raters would be more likely to rate this episode just very high as it just was the series finale. So, in conclusion, I found some main takeaways from my statistical analysis. The main one is that there was that increasing trend in episode rating with an unusual low rating of season five. And then the overall series rating was a 7.3, and there were six total outliers or episodes that were ranked significantly lower or higher than those in the same series or season. And then just in general, there were many real life events that impacted public reception of the episodes and the seasons. In conducting this analysis, I was pretty surprised to see that the majority of Sex and the City audience enjoys the show in its later seasons, which I hypothesize is due to the amount of votes, as those who are enjoying this season are more likely to vote in the later seasons. Um, a, One thing that I think would be interesting to investigate in the future would be to compare the sequel series and Just Like That to Sex and the City. And Just Like That is a sequel to Sex and the City in which um, Charlotte, Carrie, and Miranda are now in their 40s, and it follows their life events. I haven't watched it, but I think it would be a really interesting thing to analyze and see which people like better, or if the prequel was rated lower and like lower people's perceptions of the series or not. Thank you for attending my present or watching my presentation. This is my works cited. Thank you.